resort owned and operated by the most honorable Dr. Zipporah
Kittony.
Kittony. I'm still working on my Kenyan accent, by the way, so please forgive me.
You get there.
And this is at Cheragwani Hills in Kenya.
Right.
I really thank you for the opportunity of doing a brief interview with you today. The first time we met on Tuesday, I think it was the 24th or the 25th of last month. I was rather intrigued with your accomplishments. We had a nice, good, informal talk. But today I ask your permission to do a formal interview, and I sincerely appreciate and I'm humbled by the fact that you accepted. Yesterday, or today actually, you were interviewed. You were on an interview or on television, by the way, about meeting with the Queen and to discuss what you liked about the Queen, especially her leadership styles and the fact that she had such a protective arm around her family. And I'm really, really impressed with that. So again, and I was impressed with your book that you gave me a copy of last week as well, or last month actually. It's talking about leadership is not just about the sum total of positions or as a person, but held is like an impact they have on excellence in the community, especially with girls and young women. It's to ask you and to discuss your leadership styles and what made you the Queen of Kenya. That's very interesting. That's very intriguing because you're known as the Queen of Kenya. How did you get that title? I mean, we discussed last week that you came from very humble beginnings. And
Maxine,
yes,
I want to warmly welcome you to Cherangani Hills.
thank you.
And I think I am astonished. The first time being called a queen. I'm not a queen. The queen is the Queen of England. I think people have just nicknamed me because I have a lot of similarities.
Yes.
I emulated her. She inspired my life, and I've always dressed very smartly.
Right.
And I look up at her as my mentor, even if she is far, but I've really admired her kind of approaches in many things, and especially when it comes to family togetherness. She has brought up her family so well, and she protects the family unit so well. And now you can see the royalties. Things are beginning to leak up about because women, and especially girl child, and women in leadership, because we realize when some of us were born, we knew a woman is discriminated. And in my position and in my life has revolved on women and leadership, women being equal opportunities with everybody else, and I have championed, and it's a story of success that a number of issues have been legalized through my leadership in the women organization. And I've seen that I've revolved my life with the women, and I've seen women now excel. In fact, next week, the Chief Justice, the lady, is the first one, I think, in the continent.
Wow.
She's coming to stay with me for 2 nights.
Impressive.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm very elated. I'm very happy that my work has not been vain. My works have been seen. And that's why I proudly about, because women, and especially girl child, and women in leadership, because we realize when some of us were born, we knew a woman is discriminated. And in my position and in my life has revolved on women and leadership, women being equal opportunities with everybody else, and I have championed, and it's a story of success that a number of issues have been legalized through my leadership in the women organization. And I've seen that I've revolved my life with the women, and I've seen women now excel. In fact, next week, the Chief Justice, the lady, is the first one, I think, in the continent.
Wow.
She's coming to stay with me for 2 nights.
Impressive.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm very elated. I'm very happy that my work has not in vain. My works have been seen. And
Yes.
that's why I proudly, for upcoming generation, because we are now getting into a very critical moment. We are at crossroads in terms of forever other people's cultures and being ourselves.
Yes.
So I would like the young generation in the future to read my story so that they know how life was in the beginning in this continent, in this country. So I know there are many new changes in the society, but there are very good qualities when it comes to our culture that I feel strongly that some of these issues should be kept and nurtured
Yes.
for purposes of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me, my prayer. So I'm praying for better future for our younger generation as we look at the laws of Kenya now. Most things have been legalized, go to jail. There is no more female genital circumcision. It is in law, although people are still practicing, but hiding. If they are caught, the laws are there, very clear.
So we have come a
So
far
they are
way.
culprits. So if you are doing it, you're doing it no
Illegally.
It's illegal.
Yes.
So the violence against women, discrimination against women is now outlawed completely.
Very good.
And we have also complied with the protocols of the United Nations. I have been attending all the women conferences around the world. I have participated in the protocols of the Beijing Declaration. I took part in drafting the protocol. And so I am very happy now at my retirement age seeing that women are at par, and at any office you go in our parliament. On the 8th parliament, we were only 9 women. And when Kenya parliament was muted, the first parliament sitting in 1963, there was only 1 woman. There was no woman. And then they nominated 1 woman. And then we got 1 woman elected in Kisumu, the first woman. She just passed on last year. I went to her funeral. I think I've mentioned her in my book. So really, we've seen change, and change for good, for Kenyan women and for the women of Africa, and also I believe the women of the world, because the UN protocol touches all of us, whether you are in America or you are in Kenya or you are in any other part of the world. So I'm happy for what I've done, my journey in the society, and especially for women and girl child.
Because you grew up in the remote area of Baringo, and I think that's where we had our medical mission up this past Sunday. Tell me a little bit more about growing up in such a remote area, transitioning from Baringo to all the areas you've impacted, your presence, your contributions, your leadership, your inspiration, your encouragement, being a mentor, being a coach. You're a senator, you're Honorable Senator Dr. Zipporah Kittony. You're such an inspiration just to everybody.
It all attributes to sheer grit, which I've just mentioned.
Yes.
It all attributes to hard work.
Hard work, yes.
Hard work. And again, as the Bible says, there's nothing that you get it freely, easily. Everything is through sweat.
Yes.
And by through sweat, you have to really work smartly and hard. And believing in yourself. You got to believe in what you want
Of course.
What you want to achieve and what you want to do. So it's not been easy. If I tell you that I wore my first shoe when I went to Standard 8, I was a big girl, and I even didn't buy. I borrowed the shoe. My late sister gave it to me. Education was nowhere. It was a struggle to get education. But thank God to civilization, thank God to the leaders that we've had. We've seen education change drastically when we got independence. We've seen it during the second president of Kenya, President Daniel Arap Moi. You really opened up education, especially the girls' school. I owe him gratitude. May God rest his soul wherever he is.
Yes.
Because he believed in women and he would listen to me. He would listen. He changed my life. He changed the lives of Kenyan women. He would listen. And in my helm of my office, if I pick a phone, say, Your Excellency the President, I want to bring the women. You would see State House awash with women, and they make him laugh. They have morning, they spend the whole morning, they hear their stories, and that's how we've been successful in this country. And I owe them a lot of gratitude because I also learned from others. And I took my work very seriously because I am one who believes if you have to do something, do it. And if you don't touch it. But for me, once I've touched something, I have to do it to the satisfaction of me and the people that I'm serving.
Very good.
And I have a good name in this country, as you rightly
Yes,
said.
yes.
You are a queen. I'm not a queen. I've been a good worker.
You've been a good worker.
I've been a good worker.
Through hard work and determination.
Right.
Yes, the challenges you have in the boardroom, inundated by men.
Yes.
You were the only female voice in the room. How did you get them to listen to you? Because it can be a bit intimidating to be among 20 odd men,
I think
21.
I must tell you.
How did you?
I must tell you, it was not easy, but in the beginning you feel intimidated, but you got to look and study people, which I think I'm lucky. So I studied them, and I became a good listener, so that whenever I opened my mouth to reply back, I had something to say, and I had the constituency. Because I had the women backing me. I speak on their behalf.
Exactly.
And so I had a topic, I have a subject to do. So that
You
is
were prepared.
exactly, yes.
Very
That's
good.
why I succeeded.
Very good. What would you say to the young generation today, the ladies in their teens, 20s, 30s? What would you say to them?
I want to tell them to believe in themselves and take the right decisions at the right time, and never be dissuaded by too much greed. Let them understand what you want to do and go for it. And don't also listen to too many noises advising you.
Very good.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
And be principled. And be decisive. Understand what you want to be and be what you want to be. And you will succeed.
Because I see where our young girls are lost in today's society, some of them, because they want the instant gratification. You have come a very...
They are sorry to interrupt.
That's
They are
okay.
so much in a hurry.
Yes.
And I don't think being in a hurry will help you.
No.
Let you think, get down and be composed and take a decision of your life, because the life is on your hands.
Dr. Sony, life. And I don't see you're slowing down anytime soon. What's next? And that's my question to you, my last question to you. What's next?
Maxine,
What's
thank you
next?
for your observation. You are a doctor, of course you can. I've lived a good life.
You have lived a
I
fantastic
have
life.
a very supportive family, and I've not done yet. I think if you look at behind here, you can see I'm still building.
You're still building.
I am still dreaming. I'm still wanting to buy myself a yacht. I still want to go cruising.
Yes.
So really, I've not done it.
Good.
I'm still thinking and
Good.
dreaming.
Good.
And I'm dreaming big.
Dream big.
Right.
Dream big. Yes.
Yes.
I really, really, really.
So I really want to appreciate you.
Thank
taking
you.
your time, coming to my home, coming to my farm, coming to my business, and knowing you is a great thing. I want to ask you, Maxime, also, when you go back, take our greetings from Kenya I'll say your sisters in Kenya.
Yes.
At least I've given you a Kalenjin name.
What's my Kalenjin name?
Your Kalenjin name is Chemutai.
Jemutai.
Chemutai.
Chemutai.
And Chemutai, carry yourself well and know that you are in with good people. We are your sisters.
Yes.
But when you are there, give us some ideas. If there is any way you can help us, we still have a lot of challenges.
Yes.
Thank God you went to church to see what we do.
Yes.
You've been to the villages. And even for us, when I told you this was our county, Baringo, was a closed district. It has opened up now. But if you came before, you wouldn't believe that you would find somebody like me from that county. But even the second president, who was the longest serving, came from where you went to that church. But imagine you left this country so well. So God has blessed Kenya. God has blessed with the Kalenjin people. God has blessed Baringo. And it's still a beautiful countryside. There's everything you want.
Yes.
Minerals, they're still intact. So may God bless you, and
I will.
And my regards to the sisters.
Yes, I will.
In
Yes,
Florida.
I will.
I love Florida very much.
Oh, bless your
Yes,
heart.
I
And maybe you can come visit.
I will.
I'd love to
Just
host
give
you.
us the
I'd
shout.
love to host you, of course, of course. I'd love to host
Yes.
you. You are such an inspiration. And I think I bought 4 of your books, which I'm going to give to selected people who I think will need to read your book. Because, of course, we have young ladies who are having some challenges. And sometimes they give up and say, you know what, this is it.
But
I'm not going to make it.
I am available anytime. Just call me.
Yes.
I'll come and talk to them.
Very good.
I'm available.
Yes.
Yes.
I love to hear that. I love that. And tomorrow we're going to tour your farm and other areas and other
Yes,
properties.
yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for hosting us today. I enjoyed the lunch, and thanks for my new name.
With us we eat. So you have not anything yet.
No, I've done anything yet. Every time I look around, there's a meal on the table. I'm like, oh my God, how do I do this? How do I do this? But thank you so very much, Dr. Kittony.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing a documentary on you later on. You never know where this is going to lead us, because you never know God's plans.
Right.
I had no idea.
Absolutely.
When Cynthia told me, let's come work on a project with
I
healthcare.
have come to America many, many times. I have not gone to my black sister's home. So maybe yours will be the first. I've always been invited by the other people.
Yes,
So
I know the
now
other people.
I owe it to my sister, Cynthia.
Yes, the other
because
people.
The other people.
Yes, I know the other people.
With the other people.
No, we can't guest in my home. So, the
Right.
other people are not going to outdo us. There's no way.
No,
You are a diamond for us. I mean, you are
yes.
such an inspiration.
Yes.
And I sincerely appreciate you. I know I'm family, and I'll be coming back next year, but I'm sure you're going to come before I come to the United States, before I come back to Kenya.
I've seen so many other girls,
Yeah.
because I just say one word, and I can see some women managers have come. They're looking at me.
Oh.
They are looking for Maxine.
They're looking for me.
So one day is not enough.
Yes,
here.
I know.
You can
I
see
know,
that.
I know.
We need you more.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for buying my book.
Thank
Tell
you so
your
very much.
sisters to enjoy it.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they will. And thanks to our video person, Dr. Cynthia Capachat. Yes, thank you so much, Miss Cynthia, Dr. Cynthia. We appreciate you. Yes.
Welcome.